Alright, so we're gonna start the haircut. Starting with that. Get everything combed into place. Decide on how long you want your clippers to be. I'm using a 3. A 2 is about a 4 is about a ½ inch long. 2 is about a 1/4 inch, etc., etc. Alright. Start with your guard rolled in and just kind of scoop in to take off the hair. And you're also going to scoop back out, so don't just go up and stop. Keep moving the thing the whole time until you take it out. When you're getting down to this area right here, it's better to have them tilt their head down, and then you can get into that area a bit better. Comb everything back down. Now I'm going to roll this guard out. That means that the teeth go out a bit. And then go right back up to where I stopped and start just sliding over to where you can hear a little bit of the hair coming off. And you're just going to try and smooth over where one starts and the other stops. Alright, and then from there you're going to start connecting that over to the sides. Now it's super important, because hair grows in so many different directions, to take your clippers in different directions throughout the hair, and definitely you want to do this on dry hair. Again, you want to just kind of make sure that all of the length is about the same. If it looks like it didn't clip everything, then just go back over it again and really clean that up. Alright, now I'm rolling my teeth back in again, and I'm going back over these sides and taking down the lower part just a little bit more. Turn it off, pull off your guard. Now we're going to move to a number 2. Again, this is all going to kind of vary depending upon what the length that you're doing. I'm going to roll the clipper guard back out again so the teeth are long, and then just go back in again and have him tilt his head back down. Go back in again and start sliding up. You just want to stop here with this next length right around the occipital bone, which is this bone that you can feel right in the back of the head. So just work your way up to that. And as you can see, because the teeth are long, it's all blending through really, really nice. Now I'm going to roll them back in again, and I'm going to come down just a little bit further and blend all of that up. And now I'm going to move to a number 1. Number one is super short and can be a little scary. So this is the number one guard. Roll it out, teeth long. And then what you're gonna do here is, so you're just gonna slide that over the hair like this. And you're just taking off the very ends of them to kind of in this area where a lot of guys have hair that's a little more crazy growing. It grows in a billion different directions. And you want to just kind of work off that extra length there. You're not digging in and you're not going flat. Keep it kind of out like this and you're just working off that extra. Now, with the teeth rolled in, get to the very edge. It'll be easier for me to show you on the other side. So you're gonna get to the very edge of the haircut, just the very, very edge, and you're gonna lightly bring this over, but what you're gonna do is actually take just the corner to the skin. So right at the very edge, and you're gonna work that around to take off the long hairs on the edge of or the perimeter of your haircut. And you can do that up behind the ear. Again, kind of stay at an angle. Don't go in too deep because you'll make the hair too short. Same thing here. I'm just going to go in and take that down just a little bit. Then I'm going to roll the teeth back out one more time and blend this area. And the teeth back shorter and blend down this area. All right. Now I am going to move up to a number 4 guard, rolled out, and I'm going to blend this part up right here. So you're going to get tiny little bits of hair, that's it. And that is perfect, that's all you're looking for. You're just blending away that shelf that's created between the longer hair up top and the shorter hair that you've created on the bottom. All right, so that's my clipper work for now. Comb everything back into place. And I'm actually, what I'm going to use is thinning scissors. So I'm going to use thinning scissors. I'm going to be using these to kind of blend up the same thing as well. So I'm going to start with the scissors kind of down low and just start working them in and slowly taking off just the edge of the haircut. Again, this is going to just blend things in. If you don't have these, that's totally okay. However, it will make the haircut look a bit better. Especially if you are, a little afraid to do this. This definitely kind of takes away that need to be afraid, because these are very, very soft. So these aren't going to create hard lines in the hair unless you just cut in the same spot over and over again. So all I am doing is just putting it in, closing, going up, closing, going up, closing, going up. So you're just going to keep moving through the haircut like that. So now that I've gotten to this edge where, again, we're a bit longer up top and we're taking it to a little shorter through the top section, what I'm going to do is take my comb in and lift it from the head and blend that back up. So I'm just going to start blending this through. Once you don't see a line there at all, you've created a nice kind of shattered line, you're done. Don't overthink it, don't overdo it, just blend that line away. So what we're going to do with the top here is I'm actually going to, again, with my thinning scissors, I'm not going in with just regular shears, but with my thinning scissors. So it'll make it so much easier for you. So if you don't have these, order a pair of thinning scissors from Amazon. I will link them. So comb across, grab that chunk of hair and put your comb in. Scissor your fingers around it. You'll see where the hair bevels up. Obviously you're going to make it here as long as you want. And I'm just going to soften those ends. I'm not trying to give him a complete haircut, but really just ultimately I'm trying to make this work for him, make this last for him. So again, a little extra length here. So we're just going to a couple of texturizers through. All right, took another section, lift that up, see the hair, just a couple of cuts through there, like 3, comb it through. Move forward just a bit, do the same thing. And what I like to do is move my fingers up just a little bit each time as I actually make a cut. That will help soften that line a little more. So again, we're going to move a little further forward. Cut. Now here are some other things that you want to check for. Take your comb, put it against the head, slide it around. If you start seeing extra hair beveling out, just use your thinning scissors and go through and connect that line. Just want it to have a nice soft line, but still a pretty clean line there. And then pull back the other way just to make sure that that hair is also not doing the same. We're actually quite good over here. Do a little through this area. Key here is really keeping your fingers moving, your scissors moving. Don't cut in the same spot over and over again. You'll cut an actual hole there, but if you move your scissors at the same time, it will just add a lot of softness to the hair and take a lot of the bulk out that is driving you crazy. Alright, through this side area right here, again, you're going to take these clippers with the teeth rolled out, lightly kind of roll up really, really close on the edge here. And you're just taking off just that edge. You're going to do the same thing on the front side. You're probably not going to have a ton of hair coming off here, and that's perfect. And then I also like to do it here on the front. So I just touch the actual skin, not the hair, and then slide across so that it's just nipping the very edges. Just cleans it up and makes it look a little nicer. It's pretty nicely blended through. Let's take a look at the back. Now, looks pretty dang good. So, just take a look over everything, make sure that everything looks pretty good, pretty even, that there's no weird lumpy areas. If there are, then you can go through. Again, thinning scissors. He always has a little bit more hair here that kind of sits out a little weird. So what I like to do is just go through and find where it's kind of sitting a little weird, and then just one and out. Don't go over and over the same spot. And most forgiving here is really when you go in more vertically or even diagonally, not going straight up right here. So just make sure that everything looks really good in the haircut. You can do the same thing when you're trimming up the front hair area, just again, getting scissors and clean that up to be a bit shorter. This isn't going to get you a hairdresser haircut, but what you're after is a cleanup. Now again, if you don't have trimmers, you can actually use this, take the guard off, roll it down, you've got a trimmer there. Just be careful because these teeth are a little wider, so they can actually bite here a little bit more, or pinch if you will. But have them tilt their head out so it's really nice and tight. Turn this on, flip it upside down, and then you're going to draw a straight line across the back of their head. You really want to follow how their hairline naturally grows, and his grows pretty square. So you're just going to follow that square around the head. Now I do have trimmers, so I'm going to be using those. So you just want to touch and then slide down, touch and then slide down. And this will really clean up the hair. You want to be gentle here because again, you're putting metal teeth onto this person's skin, and that can hurt. As you can see, it's even already started to redden up his skin a little bit. So be gentle. And then maybe a little lotion on the neck afterwards might make it feel a little better. And then I like to, if you don't have a cape, obviously whatever you're using is fine. I like to just go in and I'm going to just dust his neck off. This is just an old cut up piece of a t-shirt. I find that it works really, really well for getting the hairs off and not being too scratchy on the skin. And then look over your hairline really good. Another recommendation would be comb these little hairs down and make sure that they're not just kind of folding back up. You can comb them down into place and then trim them off. Just comb down to where this is even with the hairline and trim.